Many, if not all, teenage soccer players always dream of the day they will turn professional and go on to emulate their idols. It's only right, we all dream big. It, however, does not always work out for everyone. While some go on to live their dreams, some fizzle out even before they start and wander off. Christian Pulisic, the rising star from USA, who was also labeled as Captain America, is among the few who almost had their dream career at a young age. Almost. At only 17, the winger's dream quickly became a reality with one of Europe's top teams, Borussia Dortmund. Then Chelsea came calling and quickly tied a deal in 2019 January, making their winger their third most expensive signing at the time. Jurgen Klopp, who was keen on signing the winger for Liverpool, also joined in. Really good player for Chelsea, a skilled boy. I've known him for a while. Good signing, good deal as well for Dortmund. A golden boy who was seen as a natural heir to club legend Eden Hazard is struggling to get the game time. He has played majority of the games as a substitute. Former U.S. goalkeeper has tipped Pulisic to take a pay cut and leave Chelsea as soon as possible. So what has changed? Having impressed for his local club team, the PA Classics, Pulisic was spotted by U.S. national team scouts and ended up featuring in the U-17 residency program. His impressive displays were noticed by Dortmund scouts at the Nike Friendlies in 2013, and that's how his journey to the top started. At Dortmund, it took some time for the American to break into the first team, but after impressing for the U-17 and 19s, he eventually made his first team debut. After making his name in Bundesliga, Pulisic signed for Chelsea with the hope of making it big. It was a dream transfer. There was excitement at Stamford Bridge. "We are delighted to have signed one of Europe's most sought-after young players," said the then Chelsea director, Marina Granovskaya. He had the talent, the ability, and the potential. Playing under Frank Lampard, it was bad at first, then good, and then it collapsed. Lampard was not convinced that Pulisic had the ability to make an immediate impact on the Premier League. For this reason, the American was forced to make do with a spot on the bench in the first 2.5 months of the season, starting on the bench 8 times in Chelsea's first 15 games. All that changed at Turf Moor one afternoon as the American was given a rare start against Burnley and he scored a brilliant, perfect hat-trick. Pulisic went on to have a decent season despite a few injury disruptions and was particularly impressive during the Project Restart, the post-COVID-19 period when football resumed. He was by far the best player on the pitch in Chelsea's 2-1 win over Manchester City. Against Klopp's about-to-be-crowned champions Liverpool a few weeks later, the American was the star of the show. In total, he scored 5 goals and provided 4 assists in 11 matches. The 2020-21 season saw a change of guard as Thomas Tuchel replaced Lampard midway through the season. Having worked under the German coach before, many believed that the American would prosper and hit new levels. Surprisingly, he was not able to find his rhythm under Tuchel. Bad man management by Tuchel? Tuchel loved being experimental and was keen on giving every member of the squad a chance to earn playing time, which naturally led to more competition within the squad and subsequently less match time for each player. With the likes of Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, Mason Mount, and Callum Hudson-Odoi all vying for a spot in the starting team, Pulisic's rising star started dimming. Secondly, Pulisic played the better part of the season with recurrent injuries that robbed him valuable time to build on his momentum. He was out for a number of weeks at the start of the campaign due to muscular problems, and they had an impact on his overall performances. Despite his struggles, he starred against Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals as Chelsea went on to win the competition. He also scored the winner against Mexico in the CONCACAF Nations League final. The 2021-22 season didn't go according to plan for the London club, and for Pulisic, even worse. The injuries kept coming back, and even when he was fit, you could see he had lost some aspects of his game that made him so dangerous at Borussia Dortmund and the first season at Chelsea. His game generally changed. He seemed to have lost the attacking threat. He stopped shooting like he used to. Another thing, he seemed to have lost those driving runs that left everyone breathless when he first burst onto the scene with Dortmund. Pulisic made those one-on-ones before bursting into the open, his trademark style of play, and they made him dangerous on the wing. Under Graham Potter, the winger hasn't quite taken the few chances given to him. He has struggled to make an impact and hold down a spot in the starting team. His only goal this season came at bottom-placed Wolves, and he seems far off the pace. So, what's next for the Captain America? The winger has missed more than 50 games in his first 2.5 seasons at the London club, and there's been talk that he wants to leave. In fact, he badly wanted to leave the club during the summer transfer window, but Chelsea convinced him to stay. But you got to wonder, how did it get to that point for a player who only a few seasons ago had the world at his feet? The Athletic revealed that Manchester United are keen to sign him on loan in the January transfer window. Apart from United, Newcastle has also been linked with the player. He could make their dream run in the Premier League even better. With Liverpool facing injury issues, we wouldn't put it past Klopp signing him for Liverpool as well. Imagine if he has signed for Jurgen Klopp and played for Liverpool instead of Chelsea. Things may have turned out different. With the Premier League set to take a month's break to allow for the World Cup, you would expect Pulisic will have some time on the pitch that will help him regain top form again. He is tasked with leading USA in Qatar, and the team will be looking at him for inspiration. After all, he is Captain America, and the whole nation's hopes will be on his not-so-young shoulders. Having failed to score for the USA since his hat-trick against Panama in March, Pulisic will be hoping to make his mark in Qatar, where his team will face England, Iran, and Wales in Group B. Coach Greg Berhalter is convinced the 24-year-old will have a good tournament. Christian is a fighter, Berhalter told Mirror Football. He's not scared of challenges like the one at Chelsea, and I'm excited to see how he performs moving towards the World Cup. Can the young winger lead USA to their first ever World Cup glory? Only time will tell.